From Abuja to give us some insight into the Nigerian elections is Director General of the Electoral Institute of Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Abubakar Momoh. Professor, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on PM News.
Good afternoon.
Professor, previous Nigerian elections have been marked by claims of fraud. Now, yesterday, reports indicated that most voter cards still needed to be collected. Please give us the latest in terms of the preparations for Saturday's polls. Is Nigeria indeed ready?
No, we are very much ready. I think the issue of the permanent voters card has, in some measures, in a large quantum, been addressed. The percentage of collection has improved. We've crossed the critical threshold, and even in the two states where we are hoping we're really going to have fundamental problems, being Lagos State and Ogun State, we discovered that we've also reached across that critical threshold. Lagos State, for example, is at about 70%. Distribution rates, and we still have over 1 million uncollected permanent voters cards that their owners, or as if they are rightful owners, have not come out to collect. And in Ogun State, where we have about 65% collection rate out of 1.7 million, we still have about 506,000 uncollected permanent voters cards. And this is attributable to many factors. For example, in Lagos, high mobility of the population and the demographics because of the commercial nature of Lagos. And in Ogun State, it has 8 tertiary institutions, and the registrars were captured in 2007 and 2011. This is about 7.5 years ago and 3.5 years ago, respectively. Quite a number of the students have graduated from these tertiary institutions, and they've gone to their original places of domicile or acquired jobs elsewhere and gotten themselves recaptured or has shown some disinterest in some way. But we have these cards, they're all collected. We've gone to the ward level, we've gone to the polling unit level. Radio jingles are out there, tank criers are out there, urging these people to come and collect. And therefore, if you add this sum of uncollected permanent voters card to what is already collected, you find that we crossed over 80% threshold.
Professor, tell us about the troop deployment at the polling stations, a very big issue. Observers have welcomed the ruling by the courts. Are the citizens happy with the move? Do they feel secure amid the Boko Haram threats in the country?
Yeah, well, we have to reconcile the decision of the court with so many other factors, including, for example, constitutional provisions, doctrine of necessity and exigency, and the actual reality on the ground. If, for example, the reality dictates that the army or the military be deployed on that day, it then has to be given consideration. Now, the core issue is not so much about deployment of the military, but as to where they are deployed and what role they play. The key fear of many Nigerians is whether the military will be used for political purposes, whether the military will be instrumentalized and manipulated in such a way as to constitute infraction and an obtrusive role in the electoral process. We know what international best practice suggests. We also know what electoral rules of engagement suggest. The whole idea, therefore, is to ensure, for example, that people are secure, particularly in the 3 troubled states where you have Boko Haram insurgency, in such a way that when people feel a sense of security, they are able to come out to vote. If they don't feel a sense of security, there will be voter apathy and no turnout. So the commission had a plan A, whereby the people were displayed in some of the key local government areas and who are in IDPs, internally displaced persons, in camps, and those who are in various homes with family members elsewhere, because we realize that quite a number of them indeed are not staying in the IDP camps. They constructively and creatively find the means to ensure that they are enfranchised, they are allowed to vote, and that we create polling units to service this population that have been displaced from the original local government and the original places of residence. And the commissioners are looking at that. Now, the commissioners also had a high-level interagency collective security meeting on Monday with all security forces, and they've reviewed the situation and all that, and they see the assurances on this matter. So the point, therefore, is not to be dismissive that military does not have a role, because Section 217 of the Nigerian Constitution and also the Army Acts, the Armed Forces Act of Nigeria does empower the military to play a role at election. But the issue is, will you disenfranchise people in troubled places where the insurgents are really having a field day?
Thank you so much, Professor.
The report so far in the last 4.5 weeks suggests that the military have been able to contain the insurgents in the 3 troubled states. But is this able to bring about the normality that you require to have a police supervising over and ensuring
Professor,
security?
We have to leave it there, unfortunately.
To be constructed in
All right,
areas.
thank you so much for that. That's Professor Abubakar Momoh. He's the director of the Electoral Institute, giving us a bit of a preview into the Nigerian elections taking place this coming Saturday.